This is Indonesia This Morning, live from Jakarta. As of this Wednesday, oil prices have reached $121 per barrel. But various factors from geopolitics to the global economy keep affecting fuel prices around the world. In an exclusive interview with Metro TV, Indonesia This Morning's Timothy Marbun talks to the president of OPEC, the Organization of Oil Petroleum Exporting Countries, Mr. Chakib Khelil, and asks him his opinion on Indonesia's decision to leave OPEC.
Well, I think every country is sovereign, and when it joined OPEC, it made a sovereign decision. And I think when they leave OPEC, they make a sovereign, decision. Just like Angola just joined last year, and it was a sovereign decision. It was not made lightly. So we had members who left and never came back, but we had also members like Ecuador who left but came back again, recently.
How about the effect of that decision? What do you think, how will it affect OPEC and how will it affect Indonesia?
Well, as far as OPEC itself, I mean, the impact is in terms of the number, since we are not going to be 13 members, we're going to be 12 members. In terms of the production, of course, that OPEC, will be decreased by the amount of Indonesia, which is about 900, I think, 1,000 barrels per day. And lots of countries that are not really OPEC members abide by OPEC decisions.
In your personal view, did Indonesia make probably a bad decision, if you could put it that way, by leaving OPEC? Will it really affect us in a bad way?
Well, as far as Indonesia is concerned, I don't think it will affect it either way, because it still will be getting, the international, oil price, for its exports. You are not really a net importer. I mean, in value you are a net importer, but in physical you are not really. So you're still exporter, except that you importing more petroleum products that are more costly than exporting, oil. But if you are not members, you cannot play any role. I mean, if you decide to leave, you cannot play any role anyway.
Okay, so I want to ask, what would be the role of OPEC in maintaining not only the oil prices, but the stability of global economy as a whole, since we are very dependent on oil?
Well, first of all, I think you have to recognize that OPEC provides only 40% of the total production in the world. Out of about 85 million barrels, OPEC, contributes about 32 only. So really it doesn't control all the production in the world. So there is still 60% that has a say in, in the production, in increasing, for example, supply or decreasing supply. So, which is not under the control of OPEC. And as far as the pricing is decided by the market. OPEC doesn't decide really the price at all. It does increase production, it decreases production, but OPEC statutes require that OPEC always satisfy world demand. And I think we have done it many times. So our strategy really is to make sure we are there to satisfy the world demand. And we are investing $162 billion in the next 5 years to increase production of OPEC members by about 4 million barrels per day, well, including Algeria. And also we even doing an effort in going downstream, which means in refining, which is not really the role of OPEC. It's really the role of consuming nations to build also refineries, to refine the petroleum crude and satisfy their market.
Okay, so talking about the oil price today, what do you think is the main cause of the price hikes that we see lately?
So the question which I asked is what happened between the first semester of 2007 and the first semester of 2008? And there's only one explanation. The subprime crisis happened in August 2007. That's one. Second, we had the crisis with Iran. So these two events increased oil prices by about $45. So whenever those two crises are taken out of the market by one way or the other, we're going to see $45 less in the market. Can you tell me that supply changed? No. Can you tell me that demand was destroyed? No. So what happened? Well, what happened is that people have the feeling that the Iran crisis may not be there, because for the first time the U.S. representative was participating in